Morning, everyone. Morning, Shani.
Morning, Roger.
Morning. Just going to wait to 1/2 as normal. As you probably all know, and now I think you just unmute and chat, or you can post on the WhatsApp group. Sorry, the WhatsApp group. So look at the WhatsApp you speak on the meeting chat, and then we can take it from there. Just have to check the WhatsApp here. Okay, Roger, please come explain those two trays that just came out. Looks like a buy to read. Just what are your thoughts? Of course, absolutely. Actually, do you mind just waiting for a couple of minutes till 1/2 and we can start? Yep. I shall start sharing the screen now as we speak. Morning, Gerard. Okay, that's 1/2. Okay, we'll start off with this one, AUD NZD. Okay. Right, a little bit of a jump on the Aussie. It was not really about the Aussie, it's more about New Zealand. What came out was the PMI earlier on this morning, our time, clearly, because New Zealand's a dozen or so hours ahead of us. Okay. Yeah. It was slightly lower than expected. It was deflationary, so it had a bit of a weakening of the New Zealand dollar, and it's going to be sustained. And I think that it's more or less a bit of a range trade. So I see. Sorry, a couple of things cracking in my ear at the same time. Just give me a second. Yeah. So where was it? Okay. Yeah. So I see this holding, and I see it's going to pull back as a range trade with a stop loss up here somewhere, TP down there somewhere like that, as on the signal you received. It'll be posted up for other people, but the VIP getting it first of all, and that's the reason behind it. Okay. No more, no less. Look at the weekly. Same sort of principle for our
Incoming man.
same principle there as well. Cat hasn't been sent the VIP now. Damn. Okay. Anyway, right. So that's the name of the game behind that one. Okay, so if you're happy, there you are. The details are there. As you see, it's fairly aggressive. So the risk is only 40 odd bucks a micro. So everyone can do that. And don't forget, one size doesn't fit all. It might be 0.02 on one. It might be 0.06 on another one. There's only 40 rand. So if you want to risk 400, you put in 0.1. So remember, one size doesn't fit all. Do the math. Write down what you're prepared to risk on the trade, divide it by 42, and it gives you a lot size. Simple as that. Okay, all good with that? Okay, go back to Chris. Are you happy with that? See the reason behind it?
I'm good, thank you, Roger.
You're happy with that? You're happy with that? Okay,
Yeah.
good. Right. Euro GBP. That's purely technical. No particular fundamental reason. Purely technical. This is clearly a slight downtrend on the 100-day. Pretty size of 200, and definitely a down, obviously, in the shorter term ones. Again, it seems to be a range trade around about these levels here. You can see there's a bit of resistance, not just on the 100-day, but across here as well. So I see downside back down here. I'll put that up for you guys to see what I mean. This, as I say, one size doesn't fit all. This one's 130 rand. Remember, so if you risk 130 rand, you go 1 micro on here, and you go 4 micros on the other one. Because it worries me people are not doing that. They've got to see it's not one size fits all. Just bear that in mind. So this position size will obviously be smaller than the AUDNZD. If you're not sure, Kara, that's fine. But like I mentioned, I think that's temporary, mainly because of a sudden movement on the PPI in New Zealand earlier this morning. I think it's going to be some profit taking on that. And it's not a long-term trade, a fairly aggressive short-term trade. But that's up to you, clearly. It's trading ideas. You make your own mind up, quite rightly. And if you like it, great. If you don't, obviously don't. That's the idea. Okay, there's Euro GBP. And then the other one is this one. That's also a sell. I think the little way forward, slight weakness in the dollar from the CPI yesterday. Canadian, I'm still fairly bullish on oil. I think it's going to hold. So I think technically and fundamentally, I see downside on this one. Just look at the weekly if you like. Sort of holding there on the weekly as well. And if you look at the 4-hour, it's slightly stronger there, but I think that's just going to sideways to move back down again. So I'm looking at the daily one on that one particularly. I think we might see some dollar weakness coming in on that one. Okay, so the trading signals there. And the other one, which hasn't been sent out, but I also think it's a possible short, which we can look at if you like, but might prefer this one. Remember, that's the strongest of the currencies at the moment, Swiss franc, and it's hovering around there. Had a bit of a movement yesterday, but that's more CPI than anything else. I think that's going to come back down again. I think it's rallied this far. It might hover a bit, but I see it pulling back down there. So we can check on the weekly, similar sort of principle, and the 4 hour, similar sort of. In fact, the 4 hour backs it up even more because you can see the downtrend on the 4 hour and the 200 times 4 hours holding. So I see a downside on that one. If you do like it, guys, maybe Herod, you like this one instead? I could put up the figures for you. Well, actually, that was a theory, but actually sort of weakened a bit. Not necessarily the CPI slightly lower. Slightly lower means less inflationary. It should contribute a slightly weaker dollar. Okay, so we'll put up the RR if you like this one as well. So put that up. Okay. Maybe use a 4 hour. Sometimes use a 4 hour for strategy. We can do that if you like. Sell. See, you don't have to put a very wide stop either. That's what I like about it. Make it 0.881. Nicely out the way. Yep. And then the TP, we're going to have to take down here somewhere. It's the only problem. Make it worthwhile. We can fiddle with it if you're not happy with it. Yeah, that's good enough. We need it there. 86, 87. That's good enough. But not sure we'll get a risk reward. Have a look. Yes, we just squeeze it. Just squeeze it. If you like that. So if you like the dollar against the Canadian, you should like this even better because, as I say, the Swiss francs are stronger of the two. So call it 100 Rand a micro. You can work out as simple as that. Don't worry about the TP. That's in order. 100 Rand a micro. So obviously you're almost 500 Rand. You put in 5 micros. Normal story. If you want to risk 1,000, you put in a 1 mini or 10 micros. Okay. So where they won't for you guys to do that if you like it. Volumes are easy, eh? All got that? Right, there we go. Okay, let's just do a bit of a recap. If you want a wider TP, you can certainly do that. You play around with a wider TP if you like. Absolutely. You might want to bring it down here somewhere. Next one's around about there. 86.50 if you want to do that. A lot of ones do TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4, TP5. You get the idea. And some what they do is a tighter stop, maybe a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. And then when it gets to TP1, clearly you'd have to not put a TP on the screen or they'll knock it out for you automatically. You just keep an eye on. If it gets there, you'd move your stop up to the entrance. And then if it gets to TP2, you move your stop loss to TP1. You get the idea. Some people do that. But that's when you don't have a 1.5. It's usually a 1-to-1 risk reward area when people do that, which might work quite well because a lot of guys take the profit way before it gets into any of the TP anyway. Well, you have to write it down and keep it in mind because you obviously put a TP in the system. It'll click it out then, so that's not going to help. So that's when the guys would have to just put a line on the chart, a horizontal line on the chart. When it gets there, modify the stop and carry on doing that. Maybe the last TP you could put in, but some people don't bother with that. They just modify the stop accordingly. It's TP2, move the stop to TP1, TP until it eventually gets stopped out. Stop loss again on this one. Check it for you. Haven't had time to write it down because I've been doing this. Well, there, if you see it on your screen, but the stop loss is 0.8810. I'll write it down for you. Just make sure you got it. 8810. And the TP on this one. If you want to do a wider one, you can, but this one is 0.8687. There you are. SL and TP are there. If you want to write a TP, you work your own stuff out there. Simple enough. All right. Okay. Fantastic. Thanks you, Gerard. Okay, let's quick check of some of the stuff. Euro dollar bounced around quite a bit. A lot of indecision running around. They weren't sure and popped up and down. Wasn't the best. Some guys got out too quickly. For once in their life, were absolutely right. It turned out it started to give a bit of a jip on it. It's still jumping around a little bit, but anyway, we'll see what happens. Okay. The one we just done, the dollar Swiss franc. I'm presuming that one. I'll copy and paste it for you. It might be easier. And then you just widen it, have a look. There we are. Copy and paste it for you. Try it. Here we are. Good question. I hope you weren't going to ask that, actually. I really hope you weren't going to ask that. Dollar index is going nowhere. I'll copy and paste that for you guys. I'm in it, to be honest. I'm in it. I cut some of my position window profits all over the place. I had 2.5, 25 micros to 0.25. And I banked 1.5 and let the other one run and made a wider stop. But it's a little bit iffy at the moment. This is getting in the way, excuse me. Bloody things get in the way here. Just give me a moment. Yeah. Just in case you don't have a DXY, you have it now. Okay, whilst I'm at it, I'll just do the economic calendar for you just in case you don't have it. Just takes me 2 seconds while you're putting your trades in anyway. There we are. That's the economic calendar. I'll put my name in as well. Some people might not have that. Please, as I say every time, not for 50 rand accounts or demo accounts. It's got to be funded. Then I can assist. Trading support. Okay, I'll be honest, Gerard, difficult to say on this one. Guess as good as mine. I'm sticking with the buy, got the stop loss in, banked some bit, slight profit, not much. I'll stick with it, see what happens. But it could be, it's going up the last few 4-hour candles, but then a few sellers come in. I think it could possibly. I'm going to hold on there, but I wouldn't be staggered if it comes back down. I'm bit difficult to find that one at the moment quite difficult to call, to be honest. Yeah. I had a look at this morning. Funny, I will call them in the mornings. What do I think of it? Well, technically speaking, on the 4-hour, it could come off a bit more. Just technically, look at the fundamentals. The daily could easily, it's a bit of resistance there, could come off a bit more. There could be some downside here, but I'm not that convinced. I mean, the dollar's a bit sideways at the moment. I think it could, I think it might come off a little bit more down to here. How far is that? 80 pips, quite a lot more than I thought, actually. I think it could come down to there, maybe. Yeah, the weekly. Yeah. I think it might be a bit more downside, but I'm not that convinced that I'm comfortable enough to look at it as a trade idea, to be honest. But I think there could be a bit of downside there. But that's more guess than anything else.
Roger, the fundies this morning on 2-star, the GDP of Britain was better than what they expected. So there is strength in the pound.
Yeah, good point there. 8 o'clock came out. Just so I let this lady in, which is a lady. Okay, where was I? Where oh yeah, GDP 8 o'clock this morning came out. Good point. That was a GDP, slightly higher, which in theory should be good. So there might have been a little bit of strength coming in the pound. Let's have a look on a shorter term. Came at 8. What's the time now? Make it a 15-minute chart. Yeah, I've got a bit of strength jumping in there. As you can see, went up not a heck of a lot, 26 pips, but it's okay. Went up a bit. In fact, went a bit longer up to there. A bit of technical come in. See, these work on all of them, even on the 15-minute. Look how it works. That's why I have those moving averages in. They work very well. So went up 36 pips. Now it's sliding back. Okay, so that's been, I think that's discounted the market. Yeah, I don't see a trade there myself personally, but I still think it could probably pull back a bit further, but it's anybody's guess. If you said I want to buy it, and if Joe says I want to buy it, and Mary says I want to sell it, I'll back to both of you. Okay, now it's a pity about this guy here. Because we want to get it at 60. I don't think anyone actually took it at 60. And then it came down quite a bit, actually. Well, 60 pips, not bad. It's trying to pop up for the moment. I want you to keep a strong eye on this one. We don't want to miss it another time around. Yeah, if we can get up to, that's going to be too, maybe a little bit better. Yeah, if we can come back up to maybe 1-1 on the 1 hour chart, maybe pushing our luck there. What about the 4 hour? Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, if we can come back to about 1-145, something like that, I think you can look at maybe selling it down again. Because we missed it last time. It might jump up. It's only got about another 14. Hopefully it might even happen this session up before 11. And I think that would be quite a good trade. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact it's not getting much follow through. But that little bit of a jump on the GDP on the pound, the GDP on the GBP, GDP on GBP, guys. What that for a tongue twister? I think pushed it up a bit, but whether it's going to be sustained, I'm not sure. But yeah, if we get a slightly better price, I like this. Okay, what about anything else we had out? Just give me a second to look at. The NAS went up nicely, then it came off. Hey, Chris, Mr. Skippers, hey, came up and then decided to do quite well. Got up to, what are we on, the 4 hour? Actually, no, this is yesterday. Got up quite nicely, didn't it? And then decided to come off. Hope a lot of guys took their profit on it. CAD JPY, that's doing okay. Well, last I looked anyway. Yep, that CAD, remember, it gave a bit of a jip, said be patient, hang on in there. And that patience has borne quite a bit of fruition, as it turns out. It's now 100 pips in profit. Still a bit of way to go. Another 50 or so if it gets to TP. Or did it? Hang on, 108.10, isn't it? Where is it? Yeah, 108.10. Came pretty close, but yeah, about 25, 26 pips of the actual TP. Now it's going a bit sideways. So I presume you modified your stop. Some might even take the profit, but whatever. 100 pips as we speak at the moment, not too bloody bad. Okay, ERCHF is just, I don't know, strange one, this one. Jumping around, eh? 23, slight in the negative, was in the positive. It's just sliding around. I find this a bit difficult to fathom, actually. Not quite sure why it's not getting more downside. Anyway, point, it's not really a terrible, it's only a few pips up at the moment, but the sellers are coming as it moves up, so hang on in there. Just a bit surprised as slow as it is. And the dollar yens, we know, hit the TP, so that's pretty well done and dusted. NZD-CAD, just go back on that one. I think most people might be out of that. I don't know if anyone's still in. We'll check it anyway. NZD, that was 81.55. That's clearly 75 pips in profit. So if you're still in it, obviously modified. Do not lose on this trade, whatever you do. Well, NZD,
You see, I got knocked yesterday with the CPI announcement on that one, on the raise stop loss. I've just managed to make $5 profit.
Oh, well, don't keep it all to yourself, mate. I've had a hard bloody month this month. Can I have some of that? No, but at least it's better than a loss anyway.
Yeah, it's better than a loss, but
Not much.
not paying the electricity bill.
Yeah, we're not getting electricity anyway with the load shedding, so I wouldn't worry about that. Ah, sorry. I am sympathetic. At least you got £5 rand. Yeah, not a bad idea, Florence. We'll look at that. We'll have a look at that in a moment, Florence. Yeah, missed it. Might have another opportunity. Good idea. NZD CAD, I wouldn't be chasing it now. No. If you're in there, obviously modify your stop as mentioned. If you're still in, somebody might have taken the profit. I don't know, but I wouldn't be chasing it now. NZD CHF is finding lower lows and lower lows and lower lows. Eh? Look at the monthly. Let's scrunch it in a bit and scrunch it in again. Back, what's that? 7 from that, 16 years, that 16 years it hasn't been this low. I don't know about you guys. I'm not sure I'd be chasing it here. Maybe it'll go even lower. The weakness of the weakness of the New Zealand dollar on the PPI this morning and the strength of that combined together pushed it to these lows. I'm not sure I'd be chasing it now. I think we just have to hopefully get a bit of a rebound to chase it. I would say don't buy it, but yeah, I'm not sure I'd be chasing it now. I think there'd be psychological profit taking, if no other reason. If it's that low, you know what I mean? People start thinking, bloody hell, I'm getting a bit nervous. I've got a nice property. I think I'll take it. What happens? You take a short profit, take profit on a short, you buy to exit. That might contribute some upside movement. So I think leave it alone for the moment. Either sell or do nout. I think at the moment do nout, yeah. NZDJPY, just do that one quickly, Florence. NZDJPY. Gold I'm going to look at for a buy as well. And I've got it written down here. NZDJPY. So just get this stuff out of the way so we see what the hell's going on. Okay, where are we? That's the monthly house. Don't know about that. We got a trade out, I know, but I'm worried about that trade. Some of it did have a jump yesterday. So on that basis, you might have had an opportunity to get out of that trade. Some of the guys were suffering a bit. It did, I think, put his head into a bit of profit there. I certainly, I'm out of that one. I hope some of the guys took advantage of that jump to take their profit. But I'm still sorry, but guy, I know it was a few days ago, but I think the weather's changed on that one. I see probably a bit of downside. Having said that, I don't see a signal on the downside for another reason. Look at Wednesday's candle and Tuesday's candle. It's not really going anywhere. So if you're long, hopefully you got out of it. But I wouldn't be shorting it now. Leave it alone. But Chris, I'm afraid I agree. I'm leaning towards the downside. But I'm just going to and remember, we had a fundy out earlier on, and even now some buyers coming in. So it's not really, no, leave it alone. Even the fundies help me to get much action. Okay, right. NASDAQ. Remember when you talk the NASDAQ, let's have a look. I'm going to put the yields up as well for you guys. You don't have it. This is the yield on the 10-year US bond. Right. What they're doing now is gone up. They're quite high at over 4.1%. The dollar, what's the dollar doing? Pretty even. Stevens. Remember, nothing's concrete, by the way, but just a ballpark rule of thumb. If the dollar strengthens and the yields go up, the shares, we'll talk about the index. The Nas and the Dow and the gold should come off. Okay. So having said that, I think the yields seem to come to a bit of a halt. The dollar, I think, is a little bit overcooked. I think we might have a little more weakness creeping in. So that could be a bit of a push on the NAS. The only problem is on a technical basis, as you can see, it's down at support. I have that, but I'm just a little bit worried about that 50-day moving average. But the trend is clearly still up. It is on support. So I do see upside, yeah. There's a lot of fears gone out of the markets. We talked about a few months ago because the recovery in the States has been not too bad. Inflation is coming off, but the jobs are still pretty damn good. It's not the expense of a lot of jobs, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I think for that, if you missed it yesterday, there's a chance to go in. I do quite like it, yeah. You have a micro and a normal one. The micro, what is the difference? Left click, right click, left click on specification. The contract size is 1. So 0.01, very different to the other one, which is this one here. That's the normal one. Specification, as you'll see here, the contract size is 10. So 0.01 on the micro is 10% in size or volume than 0.01, the same number on this one. A lot of people get confused on gold because they had their gold positions with another broker, and their contract size was 100, ours is 10. So they're wondering why, when they put in 0. Whatever it was, and it went well for them and made more profit on that broker than us. Well, simply because the contract size is different. So if you're going 0.01 on that broker, you go 0.1 on this one. If you're 0.1 on that broker, you go 1.0 on this one. Just multiply the position size by 10. I hope that's not too complicated. I hope you got that. Okay, so yeah, Florence, I see some bit of upside here. I want a wide stop, as people know me well. I want a wide stop, make it down here somewhere. Maybe 14.9. It's quite a wide stop, 14.9 stop, and take it up to, that's not going to, yeah, maybe 15.6. Take it up to 15.6. Put it up if you like it. Make sure you got enough free margin, guys. Quite a few trades are coming out. Don't want to go in willing into all of them and leave yourself about £5 free margin. Sorry about the £5. Am I being insensitive there, Mr. Murray? Sorry about that. 49.
I can take it.
You can
don't know
take
what
it.
to do with it.
I just don't know what to do with it. Even the Cargill threw it back at you. Shame. Yeah, there you are. That's 485 a micro on the normal one. If you do the micro one, the micro, it'll be 48 Rand per micro. So that's the normal one. That's what I say. For that kind of money, you need about 7, 8, 9, 10 grand account, something like that, to get the equity management properly in action. But on the micro, not a problem. I'll do it for the micro if you like. $48, same principle. Well, it says $40. Call it $40. There you are. Actually, that's the wrong place. That's why it's different. I want a slightly wider stop. 14.9. There we are. Yeah, there you are. Jumping around a bit, but there you are. If you want to do that on the micro, it's 48. Multiply it by 10 if you're going on the normal one. Okay, Florence, anybody else? Oh, gold, yeah. Are we good before I move on? Are we good with that? Can I move on? Have you all got that? I'll put it down. I'll just keep it handy if you need to go back to it. Okay, gold.
How's it, Roger? So just a quick one. I got kicked out of my internet drop. Are we going on a long for NAS?
Yeah,
Okay, thanks.
I'll copy and post it on there. You get the details. Give me a second. Just a second. Oh, thank you, Florence. Don't thank me. Thank you. Well done, Florence. Oh, we'll see. It might not work out, but anyway, thank you for the idea. Just hope it does work out. Right, gold. Yeah, I think gold's going to hold around. I think it's going to hold above 1900. but I want the stop. That's my problem. I want the stop below 19. I want actually 18.90. So that's $27 away. So we're looking about $40 profit. Yeah, we can take it to there. Make it, can we take it to 1960? We can probably squeeze 1960. I think the 1900 will hold, but if it pulls back, you're still safe because it should, and this is defending it as well, round about 1900 on the 200 and the previous areas here. So it does pull back. I wouldn't panic unless something drastically goes wrong. But if it does and you get stopped out, that's why you have position sizing correct. But I think I'm fairly comfortable 1900 will attract a lot of buyers, a lot of buyers. So there you are. If you want to do that, $50 a micro. You have to put it slightly wider stops in a TP. I mean, put the TP there, and then you get it. Yeah, that'll do. Do that one. 1965. Don't worry about the 97. 1890, 1965, and away you go. Any comments? Any issues? And anything you want to offer on that? Dislike, like? What do you reckon? Look at the 4 hour if you want. I don't think the 4 hour the weekly is going to make much difference. I think it's just overcooked. I think the dollar's a little bit exhaustion. The CPI helps a bit of exhaustion on the dollar, and the yields start to come off a little bit. I think you might round about these areas here between 9 and now might find a bit of quite a bit of strong support. If you want to wait till 1910, if it comes back, you risk missing the trade, you can. Or here's an alternative, guys. If you think it might pull back, but you don't want to miss out. Let's say you want to risk 500 Rand. You put in 250 risk now, and then they put in a buy limit on the other 250. So what's 500 Rand? That would be a mini, 10 micros, 5 micros now, maybe 5 micros if it pulls back. Or you can go the lot now and say, I've got the stop, so I'll be on board anyway. There you are, guys. I'll copy and paste to make life a bit easier. Have I saved it? No, I haven't. Might help if I saved it, eh? Yeah, well, that's the gold. Okay, good. I'll put out gold anyway to the guys out there. It's got quite a few, but I'll do that. If they don't want it, they don't want it. Gold, copy. Just going to post on the WhatsApp group of the office there. Okay, there we go. Right, go back to the charts. Okay, so hope you got that. Okay, right, we can look at some shares as well. I'm going to start with Farney. His idea of a sell, I think, is another opportunity to sell it. Keep calling Discovery. It's Disney. Okay.
Yeah, I went in at 8995 and I got knocked yesterday on my stop loss. I put a stop loss too close at 9172 or something like that.
What a pity. What a pity.
Right, it was a bad one because I thought with the results that came out, it should fly down, but then the Americans decided they liked the movies.
Yeah, but that's about the sum of it, because it makes no sense to me either. Yeah, you're quite right. They're battling with getting enough room for enough, what do you call it, guys joining them. Can't think of the right word now. And that, in theory, quite right. That should have been a negative. I don't know why that jumped up. So they must like the movies. About the best I can come up with as well, the Disney ones. I didn't know about that. So there's talk about Apple buying Disney. Oh, wow. Wow, that would be a multi-billion-dollar deal. But it's the company market capitalization of Apple's just a scratch short of 3 trillion, not billion, trillion dollars. So you can imagine that. What's that, about 55 million? It's about R1,000,000 for every single human being in South Africa is the value of Apple at the moment.
It's amazing. But that a previous CEO that they got in now on a contract until end of next year, the people bank money on him turning around Disney, it seems.
Yeah.
So what I will do is I will wait a while, just see how it performs today, because the results that came out wasn't that good, and then maybe go in again. But
Yeah.
I still think the potential to get down to $75 are great.
Yeah. Well, I'm afraid, obviously, I agree with you. I think that's going to be a sell. Absolutely. Okay. There will be a trade posted just now. It doesn't open till 3:30. So after the trade room, I'm going to post it on the VIP group and probably post it there as well on the MT5. I don't know, later on here after this. And I'm just going to put a little note in saying, open to 3:30, and for goodness sake, look at the volumes and the signal. You don't go in, well, you can't go in. It's been defaulted to a minimum of 1 to stop people going in with micros because they don't understand it's not Forex.
I see Tesla changed around yesterday.
Yeah, let's have a look at Tesla. I'm a bit surprised. I see upside in Tesla, to be honest. I don't think that's going to be maintained. I think Tesla's going to come to the party. I see upside on Tesla.
Yeah, but I mean 1.3% in a day.
Oh, that's what you
versus
mean. Okay.
Discovery went up to with 4.9% yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Disney.
or Disney.
You got
Sorry,
me.
yeah.
I've got you at it as well.
I must stop listening to you. It's so
Yeah, well,
intensive.
Yeah. There's a bit of good trade advice, guys. Don't listen to me. Yeah. Well, I see possible on Tesla. Maybe wait till Monday on that. A couple others will be sent out later on. LUV and XOM. I see another down movement on LUV. Spread the love, as they say. LMNO. There we are. I see some downside on that one. You'll get the details posted to you later on. But I see downside on this one. Any objections to that? We'll look at forward a moment. Any objections to that?
No, I see it changed to the sell zone. So
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah. Sorry, Fanny. Yeah, Chris, we're going to do that. I'm going to post probably just now, but it's going to be sent this afternoon. Yeah. Sorry, Fanny, go on.
sorry.
Yeah, go
the
for it.
problem. It bounced back from the 200 and the 250 just crossed now. Was it? Yeah. So I'm not sure. I think also it's downside definitely to come. Maybe to if it can. There's just put it on the weekly for us, Roger.
There you are.
Retraced. Yeah, I think the possibility is good. Definitely.
Yeah. This is just me personally. A lot of people call that the golden cross and the other way around, the devil's cross. I don't take a lot of notice of that. It's so lagging. I don't make a lot of difference. I don't think there's that. I use it purely for filter and support resistance on all charts. And yeah, I like that for a sell. Okay. Okay, LUV will be sent out as well. Good. And the other one, this one actually is a buy. I'm fairly bullish on oil still. Don't mean to say suddenly buy Brent, by the way. If you're in, fantastic or whatever, but don't suddenly buy it. I think it could get to 90, 89, 90 area. So I think it could be some possible upside fundamentally. And technically, it's gone to the buy zone, pulled back a bit, and it's opened above yesterday. This is, remember, it's closed at the moment, opened above yesterday and closed clearly above. So I think there's a possibility of upside on this one. Okay, so I'm not going to give you figures now. They'll be posted just now after the meeting for you to do your thing. Don't forget, guys, if you have enough free margin you like it, don't put the volumes are different. I reiterate, all shares are specification contract value of 1, all of them, not 100,000. A contract size 100,000 on the what you call on the currencies, and 1 on there. So you do bigger volumes on this one. And all of them are 5% stop loss. Where's it? Where's margin? Sorry. All of them are 5% margin. So it's all the leverage. 5 into 100 is 20. So the leverage on that's 20 to 1. All of them are 20 to 1 leverage. And there is a commission on these. It's 0.4% of exposure. Not much, but it's there. And F stop. Yeah, we'll do F stop now. We had a trade out there. I think got stopped out as the other day, but it's slowly been coming back. One guy did modify his stop the wrong way because he wanted to hold on. Anyway, turned out it worked out for him. Make sure all the information is there. That's a bit better. Yeah, I'm not sure I'll be chasing it now. I think it could have a bit of a bounce here before we set it down again. Okay, guys, got quite a few to play around with. The other one is Apple. One analyst say there could be more downside on Apple. I'm not so sure on that. I'd like to hear you guys' opinion on this. There's no doubt about it. There's big inroads being made into despite brand loyalty in the iPhone, simply because compared to the Xiaomi in particular and the Samsung, they're a lot more expensive, and quite frankly, the specs are virtually the same. I mean, I use Xiaomi now, and you know, for about 5 or 6 grand, you get a hell of a lot of bang for your buck. Would you have to pay over 10 to get the similar on the Apple, and so it's stretching brand loyalty a bit. So I take their point, but I still think overall, Apple's a strong company, and I think this seems to be holding after the last couple of days. So I think there could be a bit of a bounce here. So there's something else to put in your watch list for probable upside on Apple. Stop below the 100-day moving average, take it up to maybe the 50-day moving average, where it crosses there with the 10. So there's one for you to put in your watch list.
Sorry, please just repeat Apple again. Where do you want us to put our margins?
Okay, sorry, just get this out. I didn't post the bloody thing. What's this thing? That's right, yeah. Okay, right. Just get this stuff out of the way. Okay, yeah, where can we put, where's the, take it up to there. That's $9. So we've got at least 4.5 we've got to play with. Get it out of the way. You don't have to have that tight wide a stop. Little bit of room to play with. Maybe down here. What's that say? 170. Make it 174. Yeah, make it 173.90. Just below the round figure. 173.90. Well, that clearly is $4 away from 177.90. So $4 a share, maybe a bit of commission or whatever. Play on the safe side. Call it $4.50 a share. What's that? It's about 75 rand a share. So 1.0, 75 rands your risk. If you want to risk 750, put 10.0. It's not Forex. The volumes are different. And you can take it up to here, which is what? 187.50.
Thanks, Roger.
Pleasure. Any comments, guys? Done a lot of chit chat. Just a second. Just going to make a quick note. Sorry. Hello, Princess. Yeah, it should be on YouTube. Yeah, no, you don't go to YouTube. You go to the portal. You go to the portal, scroll down the menu to the bottom. You'll see social media there, and then you click on the YouTube. It should be recorded there. Okay, because the trade room starts at 9:30 our time. You're obviously in the UK, so it'll be 8:30 your time. The Zoom ID and everything has already been posted above. Hope that answers your question. I'm in the trade room as we speak. Cheers. Okay, send a quick voice message to the lady in a good old UK. Sharon, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think it should be a buy or a sell before I answer that question? Because if you don't, you might not agree with it. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I say it would think to happen. Do you think it's a buy or a sell? That's the best way to throw that back in your court. Would you be buying it or would you be selling Apple yourself? Well, that's a buy then. It is a buy. And the quick way of telling that is as well, the stop loss is below. So you have a stop loss at 173 or whatever it was, 174. Can't remember, 173.90, it's below, so it's clearly got to be a buy. If the stop loss is above, it'd have to be a sell. Good. Good. What a busy Friday today, eh? Pleasant. Okay. Don't forget, 2:30 PPI. It's not normally anywhere near as powerful as CPI, but it's there. Just keep an eye on it. That is there. If it's slightly lower, that should be a weakening of the dollar. Slightly higher might have a little bit of dollar strength, but don't expect fireworks. So don't get too cute with the straddle trades unless you want to do them. But I'm not going to do them. Okay. Anything else to go into?
Morning,
Anything else?
Roger.
Oh, morning, Anna Marie. Great to have you back. Morning to you. How can I help you?
You can't help me. Maybe I can help somebody else. I just want to warn the traders not to do what I did on Tuesday. I did my calculator for CAD-JPY, and I was busy doing the new order, and I thought, wait, I just want to quickly see something else, and I did another template just to check something, and then I went back to my order, and I did not see that the order reverted to default or to a previous value. I was under the impression I had checked everything, but be careful. When you go out of your chart or you change your chart and your calculator disappears and it comes back, it looks the same if you quickly check the numbers, but the value sometimes jump back to the previous value that you had put in, or you it goes back to default. And if you do not see that, then it really bites you in the back.
Yeah. What it's basically saying is exactly that. Remember, I've just opened up willy-nilly this one because it happened to be closest there. No other reason. Because I did a 0.25 in the euro-dollar straddle yesterday, that defaulted to my last volume. But if I want to go in another one, I've got to check to change that volume. I mean, it might be 0.4 or it might be 0.12, depending on the situation. What happened to Anna Marie? It's happened to me as well. Most people think it's happened. You forgot to check the volume, default the previous one. You put your stop TP in, you're selling, blah, blah, blah. Click the sell button or the buy button and suddenly realize instead of 0.02, you're in 0.2 or something like that. Now, I think it was a bit of a rescue on that one because it went, because the trade's still okay. It went in your direction, but obviously, till it did go in your direction, there was extreme heart palpitations because of you were 10 times overexposed. So be careful of that.
No,
Very
that
good
was
point.
that was the previous one that I corrected. But this was Tuesday one, and it was a buy. The CAD JPY was a buy, and it went into a terrible sell.
Oh,
And
yes, got margin called.
I got margin
that's-
called.
Yeah, that's right.
I got
That's
margin
correct.
called. So
I
got
remember now
margin
because you
call.
came to me and wondered what the hell was happening. Why are you
Yes.
out? I checked your
Yeah.
history and your over position size overexposed for your balance, and you
Yes.
unfortunately margin called, and it's a real bugger up because actually the trade then went into profit. Now it's about
Yes,
100
later
pips in
on.
profit, and
Yeah.
that's so frustrating. That's a very good point.
I mean, it
You're
was
not bored.
it was a big difference because I was in for a 0.03 and what actually went through was a 0.2. So yeah, I thought I was looking at everything, checking everything, but that little one I didn't see.
I hate to say it, it'll happen to you again. It's happened to me again. We all tried to. Something comes up, the phone rings, or something just takes your mind off for a second, and then you forget and you click on it, and then oh, shizer. Okay, yeah, be aware of that. Very good point. And that's heartbreaking because it's now 100 pips up, and Anna Marie was margin called and way above the stop loss. That's heartbreaking. Frustrating, heartbreaking, whatever you like to call it. Yeah. Tough enough dealing with the markets without dealing with fat finger as well. Hey. Right, GBP AUD didn't say you want to buy it or sell it. Well, it clears the buy zone, so I presume you want to buy it. It's right on resistance. If you look at the 4 previous candles, Lutanda, if that's pronounced properly, you'll see it's not really breaking through the resistance, but there's no real decent pullback. So in other words, going sideways. Guys are scared to sell it, but they're also scared to buy it. And you can see that from the previous 4 candles showing every time it goes up, there's no follow through. Every time it goes down, no follow through. The buyers are coming in again. So at this stage of the game, you've got to wait to see if we get a breakout to the top or a pullback to buy it. I wouldn't be selling it, but you're looking to get an entry to buy, but I wouldn't be buying it now for those reasons. Are we all seeing what I've just mentioned there? Nikki, Chantel, Boani, Dante, Chris, Dieter, I'm just knocking off these names willy-nilly. Edwin, Elias, are you with me? Look at the previous candles, and it looks like we're going to use a trade room jargon here. That's traffic jam territory. That's in a traffic jam going slowly nowhere. Yeah. Well, it's heartbreaking, Pendili, heartbreaking. To go in and the trader's spot on, you're not on board, and far from making a lot of money, your margin called. And because it was overexposed, the loss is higher as well. So just try to remember. I know you're going to do it. We all do it sometime. Something crops up, or the dog screams, or I don't know, kid screams, or I don't know, whatever. Your mind's off it. You forget it's defaulted, and you went in the wrong position. It doesn't matter if you're going too small. You may go in 0.5 micros by mistake was 2. That's not a problem. You just go in and open up a new order and put the other 3 in. That's not a problem. But don't forget, don't panic if you are overexposed. If it sees a bit of profit, you can cut your position. You don't have to close the damn thing. Let's say you went in, but you went to go 2 micros, and by mistake, it was 0.2 instead of 0.02. So in other words, you had 20 micros. If you see a bit of profit, you can quickly close 18 micros, 0.18, close it, and let the other 2 run. So don't panic what happens. Take a deep breath. Yeah, I'll recap that with pleasure. Okay, yeah. Well, appreciate me. Thank you very much. Appreciate Mrs. Vanderberg, if I pronounce it properly, for reminding everyone that it is quite common. We all do it, and we all do it. Just try and be careful. It's very frustrating. However, you could get lucky. You might suddenly zoom in your direction. You're 10 times overexposed. You make 10 times the money. The bad news is that don't make a habit of doing it next time. Can you carry on? Sorry, go on.
Roger.
Yeah.
Yes, I wanted to ask, when can someone consider going in again after your modified stop loss has been hit?
Yeah.
When can you consider going back again to the trade?
Well, if you still believe in the trade, you can, but it might be wise, just emotionally, take a deep breath, look at it after you've calmed down on your frustration more rationally than just say, suddenly I'm going back in again. That's too much of a knee-jerk emotional reaction. So you've just been stopped out. Your stop loss is right here, for argument's sake. Do you still see downside? Yes, but just hang fire a few moments, take a few deep breaths, get your head right, get your head back in control of your heart, and say, yeah, I still think it's okay. I'll maybe can go in again. I have done that and I will do that again. Yes, but I'd rather you took a deep breath and did it with your head and not with your heart, if you see what I'm saying. Makes sense, Edwin?
Yes, like yesterday after the Nasdaq sale, it was a buy. I went
Yeah.
in. Yes, then it moved to my direction and I modified my stop loss. Then it came back and hit my stop loss again. Then I was thinking of going back. Then I said, let me hold on first and see how it goes. Then I can go back again later.
Well, that makes sense to me. That sounds like you're using your head rather than your heart there. So I think you've already taken the advice I've just given you. That's fair enough. Yeah. As long as you understand what I'm saying to Edwin, guys, when it happens, you place the emotion, you get stopped out, take a deep breath, get your emotions under control and get your head working again. Yeah, it might be worth doing. You got hopefully stopped out in the profit, you modified your stop, I don't know, it went up a couple hundred pips, I don't know, maybe 150, 160 pips. It's not bad quickly. That's a lot. If you take 160 pips on a Forex, that's a big deal. You know, and then if you stopped out in the profit, no problem. Then we can go in again. What is our trade idea? We got one out just now, anyway, in the trading room. The NAS 50152. What's it at the moment? Oh, it's come off a bit, but who knows? I mean, let's look at the 15-minute, better idea. See a few buyers are coming in. So if you like it, Florence's idea, even though it's a little bit of a problem technical on that one, we'll look at the 4-hour. Looks a bit of downside on the 4-hour. Try the weekly. It's certainly quite strong on the weekly, but I think it's a range trade at the moment. I haven't seen a break down through the range or a break above the range. It seemed to be maintaining since 12th of July. That's a whole month ago, that range. So just for that reason alone, just the bottom of the range, nothing more sexily complicated than that. I think it might be possibly an upside, Edwin. See you on, okay, have a good weekend as yourself and see you on Monday. Breakout and retest. That's a comment made from someone who's traded before. Rotunda, clearly you're not new to the business. Yeah, absolutely. A breakout comes back and retests, and then it goes in that direction is technically an excellent buy opportunity. Quite right. Good. Good. Okay, right. Can we have a quick, what's the time? It's only past. Anything else you want to discuss? Or we can look at some of the trades we're in and have a quick recap. Oh, that's right. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, that's a sell to me. I'm in, I'm holding. If you're in, hold. If you're not in, I like it. I know the bit of volume up there, but let's be sustained. What is the euro doing? I've seen no fundamental coming out today or yesterday or anything like that. It's going to sustain, move right back up there against the Swiss franc. If it is, the buyers are going in for a reason I don't know why. Edwin will do that with pleasure. Yeah. So I'm happy. It's rallied back to the support level. Excuse me, rallied back to the support level. I think that's an opportunity for those who are not in to go in. Yeah, I like it. Are you in it, Gerard, or just asking me for a recap on it? You're in, yeah. Well, I'm happy. I'm in it as well. Down a bit at the moment, I think. Yeah, not looking pretty at the moment. I took some of the euro dollar. That's the one from yesterday. Later on, down a bit at the moment, but I'm not sure that's okay. You know, let it run. Yeah. So if you're not in, you want to go in, I can give you figures. If you're already in, leave it alone. Sharon, for you, of course, your wish is my command. Euro CHF. What am I doing? Wrong one. What's the distance up to here? Yeah, we can put it above there. What a pleasure. Make it around 97, 0.97, the round figure. And then the TP can do it down here. 95.37. That'll do. There you are. Nice risk reward, 120 rand a micro. You can work out from there your particular position size. So guys, there you are. If you like it, I certainly do. If you're in, please don't double up. Well, you can if you want, but I suggest you don't. So, sorry guys, I've got to go to little boy's room. Keep a pen and paper handy, jot stuff down. If you want to ask, please do that. As you can see, it's very much more a forum than a teacher giving classes. Excuse me a second. Okay, guys, let's be back. Righty. No questions? Oh, CAD. CAD JPY. Talk about CAD JPY still in. Well, clearly you modify your stop. What price? If you've got the signal price, that was tell you now actually. 106.63. If you got it right about there. How far is it coming off? It's coming off a bit. Didn't quite get to the TP. What are we on the day? Didn't quite get to the TP. Got pretty close. It came off a bit. But I think I cut my position. I think I'm still in. No, I know I'm still in, but I cut my position. Took some profit around about that level, and I'm still in for the rest. Okay, where can you put your stop loss? Let's have a look. Use it this one here. Is that enough? 20 pips, a bit close. Yeah, I think I can think you put the round figure 107, your stop loss, Edwin. 107. Okay. It's a decent distance. I don't know what's going to bring it back right back down there. Remember, they work on all charts. It's got to break that and that to come back. It could do, but I think it's nicely out of the way. And I think it should, after a bit of a pullback, the buyer should start coming back in again. Okay. Hope that's okay with you. Anyone disagree with that? Are we all right with that bit of suggestion of mine? No, Chris, no. If you closed them, you're out a bit early there. You could have maybe cut them and modified the stop. Don't try and close too quickly. Rather modify the stop and maybe bank a bit like I did. But yeah, if you're out, you're out there. You have to look at. There's plenty of other opportunities. Thank you, Edwin. Plenty of other opportunities. We've got quite a few going out, so I wouldn't panic on that. But yeah, try and give it a decent run. Okay. But anyway, I wouldn't jump in again now. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Well, as we all know, that's the toughest thing of the lot. I think, as I say, not just this in life, trying to get that head under control, the heart under control, the head in control. And money is extremely emotional. I think there's more murders being committed for money probably than any of the whole rest of the reason combined many times over. Money or the lack of is, I think, is probably the biggest scourge of the human race, I think.
You see, Roger, on this trade, last night as it started coming back, I've decided to put a trail stop of 35 pips. And
Okay.
currently my stop loss sitting at 107,400.
Yeah,
So it's
leave it there.
pretty close, you see. So
Yeah.
the chances of getting out on that trail stop loss is quite high.
Yeah. Well, it's only 10 pips away at the moment, but look, it's already starting to bounce on the hourly. So you're still okay. And if you aren't, you'd be 70 pips in profit or round about that with spread and the rest of it. Say 60 to 65 in profit anyway. So I won't start modifying it down. I can leave it at 107.40 on that trail and see what happens. Okay.
Sorry, does a
Okay,
trailing
thanks.
stop mean as the trade starts moving against you, your stop automatically moves a certain amount of
No,
pips?
no, the other way around. Let's say you buy at 100. Actually, make you buy at 10 and you put 1 as a trailing stop. So your stop is 9. Then it goes up to 10.50. Your stop goes to 9.50, but it won't come back down again. If it goes to
Oh.
11, the trade stop will go to 10. But they won't set it. So if the instrument moves down, the stop loss won't move down. Be no point. You know
It'll
what I
only
mean?
move up. Okay,
It can only move up. You can't. And then when that's exactly it. You understand?
That's correct.
okay. Thanks, Fonny. That's great help.
Do you all know how to do that? If you want to put a trading stop in, let's go to mid trades. Find one for you. Not a very nice one. Don't like using too many reds, but don't panic. I've had many times to turn into green. Use this one here. You see it on the left there, the little box there. If it's a red box, it means you're short at the instrument. If it's a blue box, you're long the instrument. No more than that. Nothing sexier than that. All you do then is you right click on that box so you can see my little cursor there, and you go to trading stops. Then you go to custom. Now, this is the important part. That's points, not pips. So if you want a 50 pip trading stop, or in the case of Farney, 35 pip stop, you've got to put in 350. If you put in 335, you have a 3.5 pip stop. Well, clearly you're going to get stopped out in the noise unless you're very, 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 very lucky. So don't forget, multiply your pips by 10 and then put that in. And you can cancel it as well. You can cancel it by right clicking. Go to trading stop, and then you can click on delete all. And then you can put a modified stop in the normal way. Finally does that, I think he does, but a lot of people do it anyway, where before they go to bed, they put a trailing stop up during the day. Even if they're working, they've got the phone handy, they've got data on the phone, they can just modify it themselves manually. But when they go to sleep, obviously, then they put the trailing in. Quite useful that way.
Sorry, so by putting that trailing stop in, does that convert our existing stop loss into a trading stop until we delete all?
Good point, that. I'm not sure. Good question, that. That's a bloody good point, that. Ha.
It's not converting it. So what it means is that you can put I normally started off by just putting in my trailing stop or my stop loss. And as the trend move in my direction, say a buy, then the trail will come up once I put it in at 300 or 350. I normally have a look and see what is the longest candle that it moved backwards again to see, okay, then at least I can eat it. But once you stop or cancel it, it default back. So I never stop then or remove my normal stop loss. Then you'll have your normal stop loss back in position.
Okay,
You
that makes
understand
sense.
what I mean?
But there's another thing you can do if you don't want the normal stop loss in, just take it out. Just double click on stop loss and put in 0. You might want to leave the TP in and put in 0 and then just around a trailing stop. And when you're up and about and you want to put the normal one back in again, just delete your trailing stop and put your stop loss in where you want it. Probably just as quick and easy to do that. But it looks like you can. I that's a good point. I didn't know that. I should do, I suppose, but I didn't. At least I'm being honest. Okay.
That's great. Thank you, Fani. Because
Yeah, no, I
always-
run it with Quentin. Our guy, sorry, I forgot his name now. I'm a little bit stupid if it comes to that. And then he told me you can put in both, and it's actually better to run with both.
yeah, because I always stress when I go to sleep.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Well,
that.
Yeah, but the sleep is the most important part of all that. I mean, when I put a trade, I usually remove my SL because I'm wiring my trading stop while I need it. So I'd remove my SL and I put in 0 there and put a trading stop. I don't use that much, to be honest. But when I do, it's usually, I say, when I'm not in front of my computer or I'm going to sleep or something like that, just to that sort of thing. Yeah.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
Werner. I hope to see you on Monday. Yeah, so that's it. So it's up to you if you want to leave it there or not by the look of it. But I that's why I didn't know, because I just made a habit of taking out my SL and putting the trail instead when I do use, and I don't use it during the day because I'm here, you know.
Yeah,
lot
but
of
you
pros
must
don't
do it
even
when
put
you
it-
go to play golf as well. Then at least you can concentrate on one thing.
Yeah, we'll have to. Good point. Put a train stop and play golf. Yo. Yo. I tell you what, I hate to say it, my friend, but you wouldn't even put that £5 profit on me winning at golf for the moment. I've got to get back into the swing. Excuse the pun. Yeah. It's been a while since I played. I'm just getting back into it now, and to say a bit rusty is a bit an understatement, but I'll get there. The muscle memory's coming back. Anyway, good stuff, especially the short game. If you want to learn patience, practice your short game.
That's true. With my terrible slicing, I just concentrate on the short game. It's much easier, at least. And then when I play with the boys, they hit 200 yards, and then my best is say 150 or 160. So I'm always trailing. I'm like a trail stop.
I get you, but I'd rather 150 on the fairway and 200 in the bloody rough. But what do you use for 200? Because that's not that great a distance. I'd expect you to do 300. Clearly, that's some pro stuff. But 200, you should be able to reach with a 7-iron. Not a 7-iron, sorry, a 7-wood. Beg your pardon. I don't often take a driver out because it's so little give in it, unless you get some of these 20,000 rand jobs, which are a lot of very, very forgiving. I tend to often use a 7. I'm more accurate with my 7-wood. Anyway, that's off the subject. Let's move on. Right, I just want to make sure everyone knows how to cut a position, just in case. Now, I very rarely cut a position when you're in a negative, like the moment, but you can if you want. But if you're in a positive, am I in a positive? I think I'm in, I think CJ, I think I'm still in that one. Yeah, I cut that. I was a 0. Yeah, it was a good example. I was a 0.15. And I banked 5 micros. 0.1's 10 micro. But I banked 5 micros when it was around about the 80 mark. I thought, hang on, it's hovering a bit. It might not get a TP. It might, but I'll still with it. I have my stop obviously up there. I still got it there. I haven't moved it as yet. Actually, I might move it just now, as a matter of fact. Yeah, and I banked 5, so you can. If you want to bank some, you have to close entire one. You just go to your volumes, double click on it. You put the volume you want to bank. Let's say you want to bank 5 micros, put 0.05 in, and then you click on the close, and then 5, that'll change to obviously 5 micros, and that reduced from 1200 to 600. 600 will be banked. So I've already banked. I can't remember what I banked. Anyway, I've already banked, but I'm quite a bit higher up. So I'm letting it run. On that subject, I will change my stop loss. I'm going to make it the same as you. I just said to you, Edwin, so I might as well make the same as you. I'll do that. Okay. Right. So hope you've all got that. Get it out of the way. Plays with your mind. Try and get the habit of not staring all the time. Okay. So there we are. We can check a couple of others. We've got running, if you like. What's the time? Yeah, we've got 15 minutes to quickly check them. Now, what have we got running? I haven't written them all down because I go straight into training with a very long one this morning. AUD NZD was one of them. What's happening there?
Roger, I haven't received the trade signal through the official channel for USDCHF.
I know, I don't. I've asked for that. They didn't post it. What I said,
Okay.
they posted on the trading support, our WhatsApp group. I asked for it and they forgot, or they didn't, or they went to another meeting. That's the reason. But anyway, it's out everywhere. The whole idea of VIP, you get updates. If you've got 2.5 grand or more, it's no charge. You could have a balance of 2,500 rand or 150 US dollars, and you go on there. You get daily updates and things like important announcements will be posted there. Okay. Also, it's fresh off the press. In other words, you get the signal before the rest get it, basically. Sometimes you get the odd one, which only VIP, but mostly it'll go to everyone because that's the way it is anyway. But they didn't, so I couldn't copy and paste. And by the time I could do it, it was sent out anyway, so there's no point. So that's the reason. They're too busy sending out the bloody share ones, which I haven't posted because I can't see any point yet, because too many guys are not reading the damn thing and trying to coming back to me, which is time consuming. So I can't place my LUV or Disney share. Well, you won't because it's not open. But after this trading session, I'm going to put in and make a note. Check the volumes. Don't go with micros on it. Check the volumes and remember it opens at 3:30 to place. Sorry, excuse me. There's 3 of them will be going out. I keep saying Discover myself. Disney, LUV, and it'll be XOM.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, so I think it's moving in the right direction. What was the, let's have a look. What was the signal again, just to remind me? AUD, NZD.
So that's Disney, LUV, and XOM. All for
Yeah,
sale.
LUV.
I mean, for buy.
No. Disney and LUV are a sell and XOM is a buy.
Thank you.
I'll put it up for you now. I should save you time. I'll be posting anyway on my VIP group. Don't know if you're on there or not. I don't know if
No
you're-
rush.
Okay. But
Yeah,
if you want it there, I haven't got it at the moment anyway, but they'll be posted anyway later on. Okay, because the trouble is, you see, we post them in the mornings. Guys don't understand, even though we write it down that the fact opens up as 3, they don't read it and they wonder why they can't get in. And please look at the volumes. If it says risk is 25 rand for one share, don't put 0.01, but I don't think you can. I think he tries to default it to minimum 1. Otherwise, you're stuck in the damn thing going nowhere. If you're going to afford 0.01, you wait 3 years to make a down payment of box of matches. Okay, what else we got here? Euro GBP is a sell 80. That's about the same. 51.49. It's about the same. 86.45. Euro GBP. It's a seller. Where's 86.45? It's 10 pips up, but it was 10 pips already on the hour. It's 10 pips down earlier on, jumping around, not to panic as yet. CAD, what's the CAD doing at the moment? CAD was a sell at 3440, about the same, maybe a scratch negative. Very quiet. Okay, pretty quiet, but there they are. Okay. The NAS, any help on the NAS at the moment? Came off a little bit. Any rescue area there? Coming off as we speak, but and we'll see. Come down a bit of support area, might bounce from there. That's fair enough. I've got a wide stop. That's fair enough. Anywhere else you haven't covered? AUD, CAD, that's pretty slow, but at least you're in profit. Got an 88, still in profit on that one. What else have we got going? Euro CHF we mentioned. Dollar yen, as we know, hit TP. NZD CAD. What happened there? I think that we modified. I think it was doing okay last we looked. NZD CAD. Yeah, that's in a profit, about 65 pip profit. So you can modify your stop a little bit below break even to cover your costs, so you're protected. Well, it could come stronger. What we're doing the Euro GBP, we're selling it, so we don't come stronger. We want to come weaker. But I take your point. It's just give it a chance. It might be quite quiet. It might be quite quiet going to the weekend. PPI's coming out. Don't forget 2%. That might have some effect on the dollar. Other than that, let them run. It could go away into next week. Panic not. Give the thing a chance. Even the Formula One cars can't finish the race in 5 minutes. Okay, guys, anything you want me just to quickly go over? You should have my number. I posted that. You should have the yields, the DXY, and the economic calendar. You know how to get specifications. You know how to cut a position. I mentioned that. You should know that. Save your charts. That's another point. Make sure you got the moving averages on them. They work on all of them. Very important. And then don't forget to save on the template. Go to right click, go to templates, save the template, and put your name in when it eventually pops up. Put your name in there and click on save. So if you do lose your charts, I've done it a couple of times by mistake for whatever, you clicked the wrong button. Just go to templates and there your charts all saved there. Pick the one you like. I most certainly can. Right, stop loss, I'll write it down for you. This is on the US dollar CAD. 1.3502, make it 3.5 if you want. What's 2 pips amongst friends? And TP will be 1.3320. Yeah, it's a good point, Matlala. Thank you very much. I mean, don't be stingy in your praise, guys. Don't hold back on your accolades. Feel very free. But joking apart, just remember it's a natural thing to do is to try and build Rome in a day. It won't happen. So rather take notes and like muscle memory, repetition, it'll all come into the picture will start to fall to place. So don't panic if you think, my goodness, it's a bit overwhelming. Don't panic. 2-3 days a week. Ask Nikki, how long are you doing, Mickey? About a month. And already she's coming up with reasonably good trade ideas. Okay. And so it's not going to take forever and a day. Just stick at it and yeah, it'll fall into place. As I said before, this isn't great brain surgery stuff. This ain't rocket science. Where the rocket science in this business is your head or rather your heart. Got to control those emotions. I know for myself, the biggest mistake I made in several years of trading, I didn't have much guidance, was my strategy was my heart, not my head. That is definitely got to be worked on. I think most of the guys who trade a bit will say probably majority of the mistakes being made is not because the trade's gone wrong. That's going to happen. It happens. So be it. It's because of emotion interfering with the logic. Got to get that control. That's the biggest one. That's why I say don't play around the demo. The demo is worse than teach you nothing. It gives you a false sense of security because there's no emotions. Go back to golf, Fani. I'm going up with Fani and he putts a 4-foot putt. He makes it, no problem. And I tap him on the shoulder, say, if you make this putt, I'll give you 100,000 rand. If you miss it, you give me 100,000 rand. That 4-foot putt now becomes a 40-foot putt. You know, that meter putt becomes a 100-meter putt. It's the head that's when you go live, it's got to control. But that's great to have you here.
No, that's absolutely true, 100%. The other thing is obviously the second difficult part to do is when to exit a trade.
No, that's not the second. Maybe it's the heart point of view, yeah. But apart from the heart thing, without doubt, the most difficult is when to exit. That is absolutely common knowledge to all pro traders. It's the most difficult thing when to exit. That's why Marnie, she's not with us, don't know what she's doing. Maybe she's still bitter, she's still trading. But put in an 8. Remember that goal line, which was the 8-day exponential. She used that for an exit. So if you're going short, and it bounces up on a 4-hour candle above the 8-day exponential, she'll close it, and vice versa if you're going long. Euro GBP, just write that down for you. This is the EUR GBP SL. It should have it on your mailbox. Just check your mailbox, should be there, but I'll give it to you anyway. 0.8700, obviously, and TP be 0. Where is it now? 8562. Yeah, that's the Euro GBP stop loss and TP. Oh, you've already done it. Oh no, sorry, someone else has done it. Beg your pardon.
Rog,
You did actually, you bugger. Well done. Haha. Go for it.
Roger.
Yeah.
Yes, Roger, another thing I want to say after I've been here for some time now.
Yeah.
And I realize that most of the time I tend to modify my stop loss too quickly. And then after a day or 2 days, I go back to the trade and I find that it went my way.
Yeah.
And I was already stocked out.
Yeah. Yeah. Very common. It's very common. You're in the CAD JPY, right? And you're in a fantastic profit. Okay. And you see it coming off a bit, you start to panic. So you move your stop up about 10 or 20 pips away, you start to panic. The noise knocks you out and it goes on up. And the problem is we do a calculator for a reason, risk reward. And as you see, the dollar yen hit the TP, but I don't know for certain because I haven't checked, but I'll prepare to bet about 80% of the clients are already out because they're so panicky it's going to be taken away from. They're taking the profit far too quickly, but they're always holding on to their loss. So if you say the TP and the stop loss are targets, if it hits, if it's going against you, that target of the stop loss is not 100, but about 95% of the time you're stopped out at target. But about 95% of the time, you're not stopped out at TP because you've already taken it. So if you, in the past, we didn't modify so much. We want to keep a big gap and let the trade play out because there's so much fundamental interfering that goes on at the moment. I prefer to play safe, but I don't want to turn a winner into a loser by getting the stop loss up to protect, but I don't want to put it up too close. So now I got in at 1.3400 for argument's sake. It's now 42 pips in profit, not 47. I've gone long, 42 pips in profit. I might put it at 134, but no higher. You get the idea. I want to keep that gap because simply because if it does reach TP and I've got a 20 pip, it's going to stop me out. A big move down. What's this on the 1 hour? How far has it moved down on the 1 hour? See, it's moved 20 pips down since 10 o'clock, and now it's moving back up again. You've been knocked out. And then it might do that again. And then suddenly it hits the TP, maybe a Monday, Tuesday, and you're not on board. So, yeah, I'm glad you brought that, Edwin. Try and be careful of getting it too close. If you have any doubts, instead of putting your stop loss too close, rather reduce your position size. Maybe bank some. We say take some of your trade off the table. That's often the expression we use. You can't if you've got 1 micro, obviously, but if you've got maybe 5 or 6 micros or 10 or 20 micros or whatever, maybe you can bank some of it. I did with that Disney last time. I was in with 40. I banked 10, then I banked another 10, and I modified the stop, and eventually I stopped out in a profit on my final 20. That's one way you can look at it. So if you're getting a bit nervous, you've got a lovely profit, like you did with CAD JPY. I show what I mean. Give trade levels there. Right click for trade levels. Should be on there somewhere. Where is it now? Where is it now? Where the hell is it? I'm in the CAD JPY. Why is it not there?
Your trade there is USD CAD.
Yeah, you're on the wrong chart, Roger.
Oh, bloody idiot. Yeah. You stupid boy. There you are. Okay. Where was that? Yeah, I've got 1 there. It used to be 1.5. In other words, let's just call it micros. I had 50 micros. I've got 10 at the moment. I banked 5. I was getting nervous and it got near the round figure. Don't close your entire position. Don't get your stop too close. Kept a reasonable gap. I just banked 5. So you could do that as a little bit of a tip as well. Okay. Hope that answered not just Edwin, but everyone else out there, because it's quite a valuable question, that. Very valuable. Okay, guys. So that's it. Have a great weekend. Catch you Monday. When I see good setup, I use proper risk management. Absolutely vital. You have to trade with proper risk management. That is, if you don't have proper risk management, you're going to see your financial backside big time. Put so entry once in profit to minimize loss. That's it. Losses, lock in profits. They come. Absolutely. That's correct. So you lose all your capital. I suppose you could if you're really crazy. but to minimize losses, lock in your profits, etc. All that's correct, but don't get that stop too close. If you're still worried, rather take the profit or bank some of it. But getting a stop too close means you're going to get 10 pips or 15 pips less than where you're at the moment. What's the point of that? Very important. Okay, guys. Okay. And it'll drive you crazy. Yep. Okay, we're all going to drop off now. Okay, so guys, catch you on Monday. Have a great one. And yeah, see if we can get some more good stuff and hope the trade we got and go run nicely. Cheers, hey. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your support. And mind you, I'm not in the right bloody chart. Idiot. I'm going to share the signal. I'll do that now. Yeah. Someone just entered. Sorry about that. If you just entered, we're closing up. It's 11 o'clock. Catch you next time at 9:30. Cheers, guys.